If you're following along with the lessons, you should be able to continue on without a problem. If not, go ahead and open the file Chapter 6 Facade 03 to work in this lesson. Then make sure the Render Setup dialog is open by clicking the Render Setup button in the main toolbar. We've set the time output and our output image size, as well as defined the rendering preset that will allow us to change back to our current test render setup. Now we'll tell 3ds Max which file type we want to use to render our current scene. In the Render Setup dialog, switch over to the Common tab. Scroll the window until you get to the Render Output area. In this area, we can tell 3ds Max what type of file we want to render our scene to. This is the file that will get saved down to the hard drive. Let's click the Files button in the right-hand side. That opens the Render Output File dialog. You should automatically be placed inside of the Render Output directory within our current active project. Remember, early on in the lessons, we changed the project to use a different project directory. The default location for the renderings is the Rendering Output directory of your project. So let's save our file in here. That way we can keep track of where our rendered images are on the hard drive. In the name type in, let's just put facadetest.png, then press the Tab key on the keyboard. By pressing the Tab key and having the extension assigned to our name, 3ds Max will automatically assume that you want to save this file to a PNG file format. However, let's take a look at the Save As type dropdown to get an idea of the different formats 3ds Max will allow you to save your file to. Click on the Save As type dropdown. If we look at the different formats, we can see that we have some common formats like PNG files and JPEG, as well as TIFF and BMP. There are also some uncommon formats like RLA and RPF formats, as well as HDR and OpenEXR formats that offer high dynamic range capabilities. Choose the PNG file format from the list. You'll notice now that the Setup option is available for us to click on. Go ahead and click on the Setup option in the lower left corner of the dialog. This brings up the PNG configuration dialog. You'll notice we have 5 options available to us for various color palettes that can be used in a PNG file. We also, at the bottom, have the alpha channel option, and we can set the file to be what's known as interlaced. Interlaced files have a very good use on the internet because they can be progressively downloaded and don't have to be downloaded all at once to be able to see the image. Let's make sure we have the RGB 24-bit option selected. This will give us an image with a palette of 16.7 million colors, more than enough to display on any computer monitor or television. If you're going to be using this image for compositing, or you want to be able to use the transparency on a web page, then you want to select the alpha channel option. So go ahead, let's click on the alpha channel option. That will give us the ability to use the image for compositing if we want. Once we have our file format configured, click OK. Then click the Save button in the Render Output File dialog. Now the next time we render an image, it will be saved to the name and format that we just entered.